Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steve, this is Purple Tiger Racing.
First things first.
And what we're
Let's
doing here
create a
today
driver.
is we are going to start a F1 2021 My Team career mode, Purple Tiger Racing. And I'm going to be running this concurrently with the Art Imitating Life Series and the HAAS Road to Glory. The only caveat is I can run this team exactly how I want. I don't have the restrictions of the Haas team with how bad the car is and how they run their factory, and I don't have the restrictions of the Art Imitating Life series where we're supposed to do everything wrong. This is going to be the one where we do it all right, or as right as I can, as best as I can, and see what I can do. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do more than one season because F1 2022 is coming out in July, but we'll see what we can do. Worst case scenarios, these 3 seasons run their course and I get a lot of practice. I'm going to be running the Art Imitating Life series for 10 full seasons, but I may end up going to F1 2022 when it comes out.
Okay, boss,
So
let's get this team up and
we'll see
running.
how far we get with this one.
First
Worst
thing we
case
need to do
scenario is I
is
can just come
register the
back and
team
finish
name
these up
and put
later
in some important parts.
when I have time.
First,
So
enter a team name. Now let's choose
what
a
we did
primary
here was
sponsor for
we
this
created same driver. I've been the same driver avatar I've been using for all 3 of them. It kind of looks like me if I was taller and not fat.
Some sponsors offer
Obviously, we're going to go with
bonus up
Purple
front.
Tiger Racing.
Some offer more weekly income.
I
Better
probably
look
could have
forward,
gone
the
with a
level will
different
go up as the team
sponsor,
gains more
but
effect.
I
Doing this will
was
increase the
just
income from our
kind of
sponsors.
setting the bar. Wasn't sure where I was
Our
going to
chassis
be.
won't be going anywhere fast
We're
for
going to be
18
running
months,
50
so let's
AI,
sign one of those now.
and I figured we could definitely finish the
Obviously, the greater
season.
the performance and
So
durability, the better.
that's what
But
we'll
be
do for our
careful
first
about
season.
spending all our cash. We're going to have people and
Went with
facilities
Mercedes
to
because
invest
it had the most performance,
into.
and I'll be
We're not much of a
focusing on
team without a second
durability.
driver. Let's sign it. Here are the
As
drivers
in the
interested in
season,
joining our team.
they had some issues
Look at
towards
their
the end of
stats
the
and
road.
pick someone you think can get us good results.
And
As
I
long as
ended
we
up
can afford it.
picking,
We renew contracts periodically, so you'll have plenty of chances to sign someone else should
I
the
think
need
I ended
arise.
up picking Dan Ticktum because he had higher rating and same experience in racecraft. His awareness was a little better and his pace was about the same, and his focus is the same as well. And he costs the same, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at Daruvula, but
Looks like we can afford this power unit supplier. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy.
Dan Ticktum's not a bad choice. Callum Ilott I wouldn't have been either, but I'm going off
Let's
of
create the livery
he's more a little bit more
we can add more
well-rounded.
sponsors to the card as we sign them throughout the year.
So that's what I
And
chose.
don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from HQ.
And I had the outfits in the car already done, so you know what it looks like. Obviously, it's gonna be Purple Tiger Racing. It's either gonna be purple and white or purple and black. And for the PT21, we're gonna go with the breakout livery, and we are gonna go multiple shades of purple. Although, as I'm editing this, the dark purple looks more blue, so as the season goes on, I may edit it a little, and I may change the color a little so that it comes out more purple. But I like it. It looks nice.
Last but not least, we need to consider our brand, our
I'm not
badge,
sure what I
and
did
team.
here, but yeah, that looks great. Yellow car, purple outfits, and a red wall. Good times. So that's our car. Got a realistic goal for a sponsor, decent sponsor in terms of pay. Mercedes power unit and a decent driver. So I think we'll probably do okay. And I'm gonna do everything I can to improve Dan Ticktum's stats through personnel department. I tried to knock this down as best I could, so that was short. This video is only going to be about 16 minutes or so.
You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ, and we can start our push to the top of Formula One.
Then we're going to go on and we're going to hear Will Buxton ask a bunch of questions. We have a helicopter. That's pretty cool. Basically, the first 2 or 3 questions don't mean a whole lot, but then the last 4 pretty much go with what kind of... They mean something, and if you answer them wrong, you're going to put yourself on the back foot.
As you can see, there's no pit lane behind me, and as you can hear...
I've decided I'm going to go with a balanced philosophy on this car. Upgrade what I can as balanced as possible.
And to the headquarters of Formula One's
but we'll keep durability at the forefront, so we don't have to take too many grid penalties.
That we get to talk not only to the team owner, but also the team's lead driver. But what makes this place extra special is that the owner and lead driver are one and the same person. Now, it's been an interesting 12 months, and we all know a number of the regulation changes which were due to come into effect this year have been delayed until next. Some, though, are still seeing the light of day, amongst them the all-important budget cap, which gives some of the smaller teams a little further down the order, potentially, the opportunity to compete with the bigger teams. Good for them, but great for us as viewers. But what does our new team owner think about these new rules? Do they see them as a challenge, a hurdle that needs to be overcome? Perhaps they see them as an opportunity to disrupt the status quo, a chance to come out swinging and to carve their name into Formula One history. Well, I had the opportunity to ask them these very questions just earlier today, and here's what they had to say. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about 1 million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
I think if you pick a snappy answer for this one, it might affect your teammates' acclaim or his focus.
Tell me, what is it that you think they bring to the team?
These questions mean a lot.
So you've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car. I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there? Most of the other teams.
The difference between answering these questions with
where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need?
With the vague answers that don't talk about departments is the difference between being dead last and fourth or fifth, or somewhere in between. But they also help your departments.
And finally, with so many specialist departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Which group do you feel the most proud of right now? Well, thank you so much for your time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you, and of course to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it, and thank you all at home for watching as well. We'll see you very soon.
So here you have some activities to fill in and some email messages, and you can check your facilities, your R&D, the state of your vehicle, corporate, your standings. And we give it some resource points to start with, so I'm going to start doing whatever upgrades available, if whatever I can do now to get them on the car as quick as possible, because I'm not trying to be on the back foot anywhere as the season progresses. And durabilities on spec 1, so that's pretty cool. And as soon as we get some money coming in, and as soon as I can afford to do it, I'll upgrade the other facilities. So here's where you can help yourself, either with money or resource points or a claim. And focus is real big for your second driver. So I'm doing a driver training camp, which helps him with all his stats. And then it gives us some resource points. So we do that, and then I can do some more upgrades on the car. And then I think I go for aero and chassis here, focus, and that gives us some more. Helps aero and chassis, it hinders powertrain and durability and their morale, but as soon as I get an opportunity to talk about them and get them up to speed, I will. And this is just emails. So then we're going to advance time so we can get our weekly resources and our running costs. And then I go back and do any other upgrades I can do. So if this was anything like the HAAS Road to Glory, these updates should be on the car for the second race. And the Bahrain race, the car should be drivable, but for Imola, the car should be in much better shape. I don't know how we're gonna do at Bahrain, but I think we could probably challenge for points in Imola. And I think I advanced time some more. Take a look at the car. And that is what me and Dan get to drive. That is the PT21. I'll probably give it some cat-related nickname or code name, like the Bobcat or something, or the Panther, something like that. If I get that to the point where the car is maxed out, that would probably most likely be the Cheetah as the fastest of the big cats. But for right now, we'll go with the PT21, code name Bobcat. So I think I go back after we do one more week of resources and see if I can do anything else to the car. And I think I went with that. I think I was about 50 points shy of being able to do something else with the engine. That's what we're putting on our car now. A little bit of aero, a little bit of powertrain, a little bit of durability. Driver perks. The one I pick is called power mapping, and that's going to reduce my engine wear. And I should have, but didn't, go back down to development feedback. I'll probably do that once we finish Bahrain, because that helps boost our resource points as well. And it used to be you could choose what kind of tires you had for your allocation, but pretty sure this is just what we get. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Tried to keep it short. See you in the next one. Peace.